Dziękuję Estakna agus falsche pronuncié YouTube channel agus Wyatt es alamdum agus in you I'm standing in my kitchen and I'm going to be talking about the city flags of Maryland, the only Yankee state that I actually kind of like. I like you, Maryland. Very nice. No, personally, no. I do actually really. This isn't like a joke. I'm not pulling your leg or nothing. I do actually really have like a very positive opinion of Maryland for no apparent reason. So, without further ado, grab your cup of tea and please enjoy. And right out the gate, Maryland with an absolute banger, 10 out of 10. See, call me what you will, but I actually am a huge fan of Maryland's checkered pattern system. I think it looks hella cool. And I don't give a gosh darn rat's arse what anybody has to say about it. I like Maryland's checkered pattern system, and I like this flag. See, for me personally, this is arguably the worst flag I've seen out of Maryland. See, this flag, for me, looks, I don't know, way too English, and I don't like the English for obvious reasons. Just Google Irish history, and you'll know why. Very quickly, you'll know why. Yeah, no, I am not a huge fan of this one because it looks too English, but it is still a nice and fairly sleek design, so it's a solid 5.5 out of 10. I just wish it wasn't so English looking. See, this is the second worst flag out of Maryland. I still like it though. It's not terrible. It is definitely very American, however. It's not terrible, but I'm not a huge fan of it. But it's better than the other ones, so I'm going to give it a modest and respectable 6.5 out of 10. It's not great. I'm not a huge fan of the whiteness of it. It's very white. It's very visually white. And I'm not a huge fan of white on flags, especially when 90% of the flag is white. Not a fan of that. But it's better than the other one because, this one doesn't look English. So, 6.5 out of 10. Bonjour and welcome to France. I did not know we were going to take a trip over the pond to Francia. So, I present to you the flag of Havre de Grace. And I know I butchered that, but I don't care because this is my YouTube channel. Thus forth my domain. Thus forth I doeth what I pleaseth. Anyways, other than that whole joke about the French, not only do I actually kind of like the French, I know it's despicable, I know, but I also like this flag. See, this flag for me screams Maryland, checkered, lighthouse, and it's an interesting place name, I've got to admit. For somewhere that, to my knowledge, was never part of the French overseas empire, it's got a very French name. And I actually did some research for once. I know, good, terrifying. I did research. But according to my research, the city was actually given its name by the Lafayette, who I cannot pronounce the other part of that title, who gave it its name because something that I don't remember. So that's kind of cool. It's a kind of, cool local history sort of thing. Also, if I remember correctly, it's got the oldest lighthouse of the original 13 colonies. Henceforth, the lighthouse on the flag. So all in all, it's a solid 8.5 out of 10, giving Maryland a solid A-. I'll give you an A-. So, all in all, Maryland, good for you. You can't see it right now, but I'm holding my glass of water like Gatsby from the movie Gatsby. I'm just kind of holding it up like that champagne glass. So, without further ado, Gurmi mi Mila Lahagish, Agasslonga Fall.